Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to start today in prayer, and the prayer from the RE in memory of Maxwell Diogie, the little dog that couldn't do anything for me, but he's doing something for me right now. Maxwell Diogie, my little buddy. Maxwell Diogie, my little buddy. I miss you, but I'm thinking about you here. I'm sorry that you're not with me to observe me doing this work I'm doing that we were doing together before. I bought this book about the delusional theory that apes invented writing in the year 3,500 BC. Max, I bought this for us. I bought this for memory of you. And for James Ussher, when On the Origin of the species of my dog, Yorkshire Terrier, was published in 1859, it was 20 years before the fucking light bulb. The worlds of thought and religion were jolted, so don't be too jolted when I'm using pictures of myself, my family, to eradicate apes in this little picture. I got a Neolithic head bun here, and I personally have a braid because I'm a Jew, but I don't have a Neolithic head bun. I do have no apes in or need to shave my forehead in this. So apes, no apes in this, no apes in this. Pretty clear, direct 3 generations with the Neolithic head bun. That's what that is. When On the Origin of this delusional theory that we couldn't use my dog to close it in order to close both our church systems and our education systems for observation, for refusing to acknowledge the legitimate age of the earth. Let's see how God sprinkles some magic fairy dust on with Max, my dog. So when this delusional theory we did not confirm as Christians was published in 1859, I'm pretty sure we had a lot of flat earth, young earth churches in 1859, but we'll never know because they wouldn't admit to it, as the scientists were coming in and say, well, we're not going to agree with whatever the fuck you're believing in 1875. We just had we're preparing for a world war here, and we're doing things that we don't remember because we weren't supposed to be doing it, and we're just eradicating our mistakes as we're doing it, and we erase entire culture after culture. And all I can use is my dog to indicate and show that Australian Aboriginal have remained there for 65,000 years. Children showed to me when I found the James Ussher chronology on this internet. I caught something where we made a mistake. Max helped me catch it too. Puppy. Enough room. Friend who joined, I was delusional fantasizing last night. Okay, we took this verse out. So how could we poof out into Facebook, into all of those stupid, unfunctioning, immature groups? God, Moses, face to face. Don't shut this group down. 666. Great Fire of London, 666. Stop using it until I see you start giving me instances of you don't know what the Bible says, and I correct you for them. Because these people know nothing. They're fucking with the medieval manuscript, as are we with the 6,000-year medieval poof. These people are fucking with the same medieval manuscript, caught with the same medieval ill intention of $250 trillion in debt, blanketing blind, foolish to apes inventing writing in the year 3,500 BC, because we're not scientists as Christians. We're not Christian scientists. No, there's a pastor is not a pastor is not even a rhetoric. He's a form of a rhetorical From that era when we had rhetoric, public gathering, it's like, I'll put this into buildings, I think. Capture that rhetorical era when we built building after building after building, and we don't know what we had them for. The honor, these stones, the medieval period, everything medieval. Maxwell's offended by the medieval period buildings and us not understanding that the Pope himself was just medieval regalia, and he's a medieval marking dog. Maxwell was a medieval marking dog. He's a purebred. He was offended that NASA scientists thought apes grew up to become them. He told them on a regular basis, children, I'm going to post this on your King James Version Bible delusions. Yeah, you kept a medieval manuscript. Good job, kid. King James Bible delusions. What the fuck are you guys talking about today? If anything of value. Nothing of value. Nothing of value. Let's see if I shut anything off there and made them poop. Because October 23, 4004 BC, my partner's mother, let's look at her stuff. With the Trump administration, it announces 42 million budget increase to fight human trafficking, which is great. With a 42 million increase, we're doing a lot of stuff. Budget, yeah, we have no budgeting capacity. That we don't. Yeah, the 42 million increase to fight human trafficking in this poor human trafficked modern white Caucasian person with the African American who herself says, I'm not her, I'm not Israel, I don't think clearly because I am not looking at Chinook people, her daughter's husband's seminal relationship to the people who aren't Adam and Eve, who are not Australian Aboriginal. How are they different? Look at these characteristics. How are they different, doctors? How are they different, students? How is an ape in this picture? How is an ape in this picture appropriate for your $250 trillion on Facebook delusions with a 500-year mental disorder of time in this Facebook group? Let's see, today is somebody's birthday. In this, yeah, they didn't have Facebook. You guys are talking about a Bible. Over here, we took that verse out of it. You don't know one verse in that Bible. There's $250 trillion of delusions, and you're fucking with the medieval manuscript rather than talking about how your medieval users of that manuscript are using it incorrectly. So can we poof out into all? I was deluding myself 2 months of. I don't want to do this but every single post, imagine if I go for 2 weeks like this. Hey, that one's stupid, plop into that one's stupid, plop into that one's stupid, plop. Take your church system part right here. Plop, that one's stupid, you're dumb. Plop, yeah, you've got a broken pope. Plop, every single for 250 trillion. Not a person's going to read him. They're going to, I can't believe that because, oh no, I'd have to do something. No one's in incompetency, a state of unstable refusal, denial. Everyone, 7.7 billion. Trump's in a state of performance delusional denial on the Shabbat. On Shabbat. When you violated, is all the Quran says. You have heard of those who violated the Sabbath. So he didn't keep track of the days, so he violated it. Friday users and the Saturday users got kind of fucked because they had most responsibility to correct the Friday users and the Sunday users who fucked up both of those days. I don't know what day the sixth day of the week is either. Yeah, we don't know what year it is. We don't know what millennium is. It's still the Middle Ages because as James Ussher, we're fucked. And we got 20 years before the light bulb, pictures became our children growing up to be apes. We can't use our Facebook pages and pictures of a family family to do this one. Christians, no, we can't because we're not scientists. But we can use a family who's pretty pissed off. I was poofed out of one of these medieval magic poof churches, and right here where we have the 6,000-year Earth legend. And I don't have any apes in this not 6,000-year Earth legend, rather than an immature breeding pattern of look at us, immature. I was so young. Now I'm a giggling Neolithic father-in-law with a breeding pattern family that looks. I should do a little headbutt just to make him feel happy. I'll do something. I'll be that. Yeah, apes. This will be a lot of fun. NASA, your kids are apes. 250 trillion delusional dollars in debt, you morons. When On the Origin of the Species was published in your delusional King James Version Bible, fuck you over group with the year 1666, your Bible went kafuck, and you don't have a religious system. In the year 1666, your Bible went so kafucked that you don't have a religious system. You have a broken, you have an empty church, is what I found, that I was poofed out of through the 80s, the Cold War, and everything that we had. Then we had the internet. Yeah, apes grew up to become me typing on the internet in '99 when my engineering forefathers said, "Oh, fuck you, we don't care about the how long these machines are going to last. We don't think past 10 years because that was it. We don't think past 7 or 10 years because we're going to erase it and have something better electronically and mechanically. So the erase it and have something better is when I learned the QBasic 4.5. No, 3.1, way back in the day. I can't even find a Google Chromebook thing to figure out how to. I did find a Perl basic programming kit where I could hack into your guys' computers through it and do that. It might be kind of fun, but I'm not going to try. Oh yeah, does GotQuestions.org ever have any people trying to hack in? There, that's I'll send that question. Do you guys have anyone that ever tries to hack in and put pictures of apes around these pictures of I grew up from an ape? I think you're wrong right here. That would be kind of fun to have NASA. I grew up from an ape. What verse did you get wrong? But here, we have this internet now. I stumbled into you. I think you're wrong with the 6,000 years Earth. I did this. When did I evolve writing? Let me ask you this question. GotQuestions.org. When did you evolve writing? When did GotQuestions.org evolve writing? Writing, a system of graphic marks represented the units of a specific language, had been invented independently in the Near East. Near East way over there. China, way up there where we've got the Great Wall of China, and Mesoamerica, where we have the Book of Mormon plopping into your lap. Oh, yeah. The cuneiform script created in Mesopotamia, present-day Iraq, 3200 BC was first. So I'm popping 65,000. Did Australia ever come and say, hey, I think we've been here longer than 6,000 years. Let me help. No, I don't think they did because they don't know you exist. GotQuestions.buddies. The Sumerian archaic pre-cuneiform writing and Egyptian. Out of Egypt, we're going to pull this one out over there on that single web page. Over there on that single web page, we're going to pull this one out on Shabbat. Over on that single web page and on this mystical internet, you've got a lot of stories of apes growing up to become one of us. And I'll take you to the story of a little Neolithic mater who did grow up to become one of me, because I was one of those Neolithic maters myself. A Baptist Neolithic mater who did not learn science, who had to learn science on my own after the fact, and I did. Yeah, I like that one. In Christian high school, we had, of course, everything, and we never went in. Well, I had the legitimate geologic record of the state. the legitimate geologic record after I came in. I think that's Pangea. And then we actually had, okay, we have this legitimate, we're going to go, this happened 10,000 years ago. We are 40,000 years ago. I observed the recession of flooding in the area that they erased because it was so long ago, and they didn't understand. They did not understand in the Yakima Valley how the young Earth creationist facility was more of a sprinkle of time, an empty shell of a sprinkle of time. Across the street, you have apes growing up to become you as prophecy to, oh yeah, you broke the Sabbath. You have heard of who violated the Sabbath. They shall be changed into detested apes. So these Neolithic detested ape pictures of the fossil remains of these children that they found, that with the clumpy little goyim that they have pictures of there. Yeah. NASA scientists followed pictures of goyim. NASA scientists, if we weren't a medieval cult, we would know that. We would go, oh yeah, NASA got fucked by the goyim. Yeah, invaded by the typing ape goyim, and they contributed a lot of shit, like no, we were here first, we were there, and you murdered us, such as, that's why you're $250 trillion in debt. That's why I don't know how we're going to do anything other than say that verse. A single newspaper, let's plop that. You Pope, you're done, and take his money, and just eyes wide shut all at once. Boom. Oh, Pope. God and Moses spoke face to face. Pope, you're of no value to us. You're a medieval poof. With James Ussher, if you had no comprehension capacity to keep control of your religion. Poof. What is it in the year 2020? Poof. It is regalia. It is a mental illness. It's 2 times in this period of time. Priests raping boys in closed confined, unnecessary, no repentance, correctable situations when you have a generation hurting and angsting, and you know the generation is wrong, taught up in pictures format of great apes, and you accepted that, Pope, because the word evolution, evolved, being something that evolved, happened, evolving. You're an evolving Pope. Yeah, poof. From when James Ussher miscalculated incorrectly the age of the Earth. James Ussher, Maxwell told me, he tried. Thanks, my dog had more authority than Mr. Ussher. Weirdly enough, that one's kind of opened our eyes to the hills. The geologic record of the land we're walking on, where my dog pod on this earth, where the deer walk around here, where the bunny rabbits, whatever, the fluffy bunnies that show up for Easter, where did the Easter bunny conundrum come from? Yeah, where did we get Easter bunny poofs? We have poof after poof after poof. For every reason, we have a ritual. Where did we get the Easter bunny? Legitimate question. Where did we get the Easter bunny? The way I use the Easter bunny is he's a mating portion. The bunny being a fertile animal that we can eat and make gloves out of. It's eat and make gloves out of. Bunny. How did we get G-Stew into G-Stew common ancestry with my dog and with this child? G-Stew common ancestry with my dog, and my dog is offended by G-Stew common ancestry in this particular picture. We need pictures all over Facebook. Evolved, you're evolving. Well, you're great apes who evolved writing in the year 3500 BC. Imagine not going to church tomorrow and discussing how you know anything, because the year is 2020, and James Ussher was 6,000 years ago. Delusions of where 500 years ago into the kaplap of you don't even have a shell of a Bible. How did James Ussher keep such a delusion that the Bible provided us something that we could be eyes wide shut to the scientific evidence that the people around us were different, believed in something different, understood something different, and we did not take the time to reconcile? No reconciliation. There was absolutely no scientific reconciliation as we come out of the Middle Dark Ages. The 7.7 billion, the 250 trillion, that is our expense, worldwide expense of having no scientific leadership out of the Middle Dark Age, as we kaplapped into it, having no leadership in our church systems, having no competency in our government, having no competency, no scientific, we trust these scientists who confirm because they've evolved and viggled, and this atheist was happy, and but since he wrote a book over here, we're going to permit this atheist to over here have authority into our teaching structure, where not only our president doesn't know what he's talking about, but our young earth creation children don't know what they're talking about, because our executive atheist teachers over here that provide the only instance into the written record where I'm telling us we're fucked, because we don't have our children even talking to their parents about their fucked in their schools. How many of your teachers tell you that the earth is not 6,000 years old? How many and why? What around us that'll show us? Oh, you learned about Kennewick Man, 9,200-year-old fossil remain, which they did not. They never learned. They learned about, where the West was won, the big cowboy and Indian 500-year kaplap. Where that is, I'm on Facebook filling out the Neolithic expulsion. I'm expelling children on Facebook from thinking that God likes them, because God said fuck you when you kept James Ussher and you didn't open your eyes to that, gave you a fuck you on a fucked, inappropriate, stupid, you grew up from apes, ridiculous thing where now I have to, am I an ape? Am I an ape? And you're a deludable something if you think the fossil remains were apes. Duh, it was the Dark Age. You didn't have the light bulb yet. And the Neolithics, you did not consider whatever fossil remains as anything more than these growing into you and inventing writing in the year 3000, evolving writing, because you didn't keep record of when Eve broke her hymen. Yeah, well, the 6,000-year conundrum, and when did Eve break her hymen? Here in Washington State, I've got rises in birth defects. My doctors are concerned. Why aren't your doctors talking to your kids? Oh, they don't know, because it's too kafuck, too big, too wide. We fucked up at 6,000 years. We fucked up at 6,000 years. 100% sit our asses down. We fucked up at 6,000 years. It's not even funny. We fucked up. We erased that we fucked up. We erased that from 6,000 years to 5,500 years. We took any accountability for having any authority to understand Jewish legend that told us other shit happened that did not. We fucked with Jewish legend, and we are the kafucked. We fucked you. You broke the Sabbath. God is not fucking around with us. And God is saying kafuck us at when we kafucked him out of the Bible with the 6,000-year kapoof. So this biblical chronology thing and working with my dog to find, there we go, find where Ussher was wrong. Well, my dog believed in NASA. My dog believed in gravity. Is the Earth flat? Does NASA agree that they found shit that gives significant evidence, all the evidence necessary to say there's something bigger and greater? A 250 trillion delusion, 6,000 year bigger and greater. What was less than? We diminished our capacity. We kaplapped our kafucked. We went so shallow that we had an empty church when I was done. We went so shallow that from 1986, when I was baptized, and I said, fuck that, I'm looking at shit that's real and not a medieval poof and all the pictures of a talking snake. I don't even know what it was that was back then. It's kind of irrelevant. We will never know. We will never know because we refuse to repent. There it is, a true statement. We as Christians, as medieval magic poofed cults, will never know what we did because we refused to open our eyes till we got kafucked with a kapoop, with a kaplap, with a kapoo, yeah, 6,000 years we had a legend, and we never once figured out how what the illusion could do to us if we retained a legend. A legend, a legend, a legend. 5,500 BC, a 6,000 year legend at October 23, 4004 BC. Therefore, the written record of the Bible, the numerical coding, the names, where it came from, all of the data around that is a fuck you legend. The Pope is medieval. Fuck you, legend. So having a fuck you legend that we need to dethrone the Pope with, let's use Facebook, baby. We have a 500-year confusion. These children don't know it yet. These children know all. Yeah. So I'm posting, and last time I was seeing, okay, we erase God and Moses from the Bible, so this is go over to me just, oh, you're a pastor. What is he? He erased Moses from the Bible too on a Facebook page. Why are you not discussing this one illegitimate, none of you know anything, and you got apes growing up to become you after the year 3,500 BC? Because you don't know your own record of Earth history. These people do not actually know their own origin. I'm not that, so that's this. But over here in this fucking area where I've got scrawny, not Jewish guy, not calculating it, am I not Jewish where I come from, is like I'm bitching about the Native Americans homelessness because there's problem, not even problems that we don't know about it. We don't have any dumpsters there for them to sleep in. We just have a homeless camp where he doesn't have to see it. You know, what do we have in downtown? Places where we built downtown. This moron. I can't open my eyes to 9,200 year right over there because I'm too insensitive to my own local regression into erasing my mistake in that community. That pastor, he is regressively regurgitated out. Look in your community. You're fucked up at Yakima Indian Nation. I don't need to go any further than that. So look at for Australian Aboriginal, 65,000 years fucking up our United States government. Here, our government didn't have enough capacity to know that meant, well, medieval magic poof, God can fuck us up. God can do that if we keep a 6,000 year illusion. God will and did, and it's a fuck you, a ka-fuck 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 you. So how do we change apes are not me? How do we change that? Apes did not grow up to become me. Yet you call evolution apes growing up into this patterned family, rather than American mutt, Neolithic son-in-law, and beautiful, super hyped up breeding group of people that are all the same. Look at the red tones in that child. Look at the red. She actually has my red hair. My daughter has beautiful red hair that I had as the baby child that showed up, but hers stuck through an adult. But look at her with her little. Yeah, I know the Earth is older than 6,000 years. I'm actually pretty smart, working hard, making dumb decisions because my capacity to consider my consider my legitimacy is the pictures I grew up that told me I should be an atheist and whatever and not think about Australia, put me into the okay, I'm just kind of a hunched over one of them picture, but I'm not looking at how they did not evolve into me. Rather, they were royalty and I hunched over, and God said, fuck you for being so. And so he's that little Neolithic improper. I can't get my stepson to or son-in-law to stand up with non-arrogant pride, because he thinks he knows what he's talking about. Apes grew up to become him. I know. And I'm a breeder. Yeah, apes grew up to become you, and I'm a smart breeder. Yeah, Neolithic breeders. Apes grew up to become Neolithic breeders, and Neolithic breeders showed up on Facebook after the year 5500 BC, admitting that they did not know the age of the legitimate age of the earth, because James Ussher said, fuck you, 6,000 year earth illusions, your church systems are fuck you have apes growing up to evolve writing in the year 3500 BC. Apes said, fuck you. You got Darwin and $250 trillion of illusions you need to be talking about on Facebook. Apes grew up to become you, and you are fucked. You have a broken education system. You teach in picture format. God's making fun of you. Fuck you in the year 1666. In order for the super hyped up necessary, I'm going to spend 2 months figuring out how to go through every post and say, yeah, you're just fucked. You're going to no, and leave all of this evidence. No, while we have it. No one's ever done anything and gone through and validated. No, you don't use the Bible for this. No, on every post for a while. No one's ever done that. I'm not going to do it. They're not going to pay any attention to that. But I'm going to do that for gotquestions.org because we're friends now. And this is how I'm writing this pastor has to go kapoop because he's a fuck. He's an immature. I refuse to look at the 9,200-year-old fossil remains. I refuse to look at the geology. I refuse to look at the engineer's notes. I refuse to look at everything. So I refuse. I'm a mental ill, senile senior. So I don't want Mr. Swaggart to come out with, no, he's not a mentally ill senior. He's doing the job as this other guy. But why? Why did this man refuse? Oh, no one's ever seen God. Well, I don't know where Pangea is either. I don't know the age of the. Yeah, no one's ever seen God, so I don't know Pangea. Genesis 1:9 doesn't mean Pangea. It doesn't say all the water collected in the one spot. I can't look at my computer because I don't have one. And if I did, I'd be just playing, all of my pastoral notes to stand up rather than to sit down and say, I was wrong, just wrong. At Kennewick Man, 9,200-year-old fossil remain, and write his retirement. I am sorry for refusing to open up my eyes and his contribution to not helping that local community, because it's not global. It's what we're not doing locally. It's not global. It's what we're not doing locally. The global confusion is because we're all fucked up locally. We don't have any thought locally. We have no conscious return to make sure that they did it right. We don't have that. And I'm taking the Bible away from everyone because no one did it right. No one. It's a medieval manuscript. No one. God and Moses trumps. No one. Israel fucked up also. Israel. Israel, when did Eve break her hymen?